So we're wrapping up for today. Getting that wheel off, not too bad actually. A bit of a pain, but manageable. This thing is honestly, it's polishing up so well. I'm very happy with it. I haven't even put any waxes on it. I'm just cleaning it bit by bit, day by day, and it's coming up beautifully. What I really need to do is, once the new bars are here, I need to give it a run. And actually, I forgot. I really do need to work out what I'm doing with the ignition, don't I? Because it's slightly dodgy. I can put an ignition anywhere else. I can put it back here, in here. That's easy enough to do up there. I just need to know how many wires are going through this. Yeah, because I don't like that. Or I can clean the contacts. So I can't see the wire. Actually, I can. The clip's behind there. I think I need to move the tank to get to that ignition. So it might be that I'll order a new ignition anyway, and then it might be that next week I can MOT it with this key, but I'd need to put the ignition on once I get back somewhere else. I can definitely see that the clip in there. How many wires are on it? I think there's only 2, you know. If there is only 2, it really is an easy switch to a new ignition, and I can take it anywhere. Like I said, even just on top of there. The next day. So hi everyone, welcome back. I'm just up. I've just put in the rear tyre for the tyre swap for that moped. I had this plan today that I was going to throw it all back together speedy and bring it back up for MOT. And then I thought, no, I'm not going to rush projects. That was my plan, do it, bring it all up and to get it all done today. Or for the moped, nope, I'm not going to do that. My aim will be to get the rear wheel back on. Of course, all the rear swing arm has to go back on, the exhaust has to go back on, blah blah blah, all of that. So I'm going to do it slowly today. I'll have one bike ready. I think by the end of today I'll have one bike ready for MOT, and that means next week it'll be ready for sale. And then with that other Lex Moto thing, I've got the new handlebars. I like them, I like the shape. I'm pleased about that. They'll go on today, but I need to start investigating the ignition because it's bad. I've ordered one that isn't here yet. It might come today, so I need to diagnose the ignition today. But for now, tyres in. I bought the tyre off eBay, cheapest tyre for the bike. It's all it needs, and they're throwing on. We can get the moped up and running and done today, I think. The only other thing I'd like to do, just for good practice, is chuck the battery on my trickle charger and boost it, just in case it's sitting a week or 2. So here we are, brand new tyre on. It's a really interesting concept, right? Because the tyre change quote was 180, 200. However, doing it yourself, the tyre was 45, 50, and the change 20, so 70 quid. So it's a huge saving, and it's not a difficult job to do. It's just a bit time consuming. You know, it's not hard. It really is a few bolts, but it is time consuming. It is a bit fiddly, and you do have to have a bit of knowledge. So my hope, put this tyre back on today. I say my hope, it will go back on today. No issues there. And give this a good clean up, drop the oil, put some new oil in. I always like to do that just so we know it's done. And charge the battery for a few hours. And then next week this will go to its MOT. I am going to put, I've been really thinking strongly about the fork gators or not, because I don't want to look like someone who's hiding something, but them forks are not leaking, and the pitting, or what looks like pitting, is flat. It's like someone's dealt with it already, or I'm not worried about it. So I am going to put the gators on, and I'm putting the gators on so that the next person gets 2 or 3 years out of the bike, because the last mechanic said to the last owner, you're going to need new forks. They wouldn't MOT it, you need new forks. On the basis that they were heavily leaking, which is really annoying because they're not. But they were Chinese bike haters, if I'm being honest. They also said the rear shocks were shot. They're not. They said the rear shocks were leaking. They're not. and they are functioning. You know, the bounce test shows that, and driving it shows that. The last owner said to me, he said, Charlie, if the front and rear shocks were shot, you'd feel it on the ride. And I said, I know, mate. I said, I know. And yeah, so it's fine. It's going to be fine, I have no doubt, and it'll pass. I think, what is it? It's a £1,000 bike. It's a great running, smooth moped. Nice shape, nice size. Already has a rear carrier on it. For me, it's a £850 to £1,000 bike. It would owe me, by the time it's finished, 6. So I don't know. I need to push a bit more. I need to start pushing a bit more over the whole 650. I sell my bikes so cheap that at some point it takes them longer to sell because people don't trust them. And actually, I'm underselling things. Right, let's get moving. I'm going to give this wheel a quick clean while it's off. It's easier. And then we'll go from there. It's probably going to be hard to see some of this footage, but let's get going. Actually, that was alright. I can't forget to nip it up. Have to remember to nip it. Yeah. Same. Will spin, right? So I want to really impact it. Full speed. Yep, I guess you can come back now. There it is. Lovely. Okay, try a new angle for this. I'm not sure how much you're going to see again. Oh, I can't believe it. 20 minutes. Can't believe it. Right, let me get the keys. Let's get it out. Let's fire it up. Let's warm it up. You might see bits of smoke on the exhaust. Don't worry about that. I used bits of WD here and there. I do want to give it a good run up and down properly to warm up the oil and to check all of the suspension so that I am fully set in the fact that they're okay. I will be honest. I'm always honest. Great, there's nothing wrong with it. That's a good bike. You know, the rules are go up and down fairly slow at first, check all the brakes, suspension, I just trickle past. Then I get some medium runs, then I get some top speed. You'll just see me flick past a few times maybe. I'm very happy with that. It's running so well. Part of me doesn't even want to drop the oil. I'm going to dip the oil, see how clean it is. I'm going to turn it off in a minute, let the oil seep, dip the oil, because it's serviced. I mean, you saw how quick that started. It seems to be serviced so well. I don't want to kind of waste on it. I think it is what it is. It's done no mileage in its life. It's done 10,000. It's 10 years old. 11,000. And oh, that's KM, because I'll tell you how you know it's KM, because the bigger numbers on the outside are the ones you go by. So this is a KM bike. That's 11,000 KM, because the inner ones on here is miles per hour. So this bike's done nothing. 6,000, 5,000. Yeah, very happy with it. Brake lights are working. Good. This is done. I did tell you guys I am going to put the fork gaiters on. I'm not hiding anything. They're not leaking. I just want the next owner to not have to worry about it for the next few years. And I don't take forks out and put the gaiters on. I slit them. I put a slit up them. I put them back on. I put the slit on the inside, the furthest it will go, and that's it. That's what I do. It's just, again, it's just for that reason. I'm very happy with this bike. This bike in my head is done. I'm going to push it in the corner. I'm going to check the oil later, dip it. If I think it's really bad, I will do it tomorrow, I promise. If I don't think it's bad, I won't do it. I promise that too. Let's get out the other bike. I've got the new handlebars. Let's have a look at the Lex Moto. I've got the new handlebars, and I think I need to start dismantling it to get to the ignition switch, which is a bit of a pain. That's going to be the biggest issue, I'm sure.